Nintendo is ending Splatoon's Splatfest this month with one final showdown, Callie vs. Marie, the two Squid sisters themselves. The online modes for Splatoon will still continue to be available, of course, but that Splatfest starts July 22nd, but I thought that makes now a good time to reflect on Splatfests as a whole and consider what they did really well and where they didn't really live up to their potential, as well as anything that we think of along the way. I know the big thing that sticks out to me is how early it feels like Splatfests are over, barely more than a year after the game is launched. Yeah. Is that a good choice, do you think? Is now the right time, or is it too early?
You know, it kind of seems like they would take so little effort that I don't really know why they wouldn't continue it for a little while longer.
I mean, the code can't be any different besides just swap out some text and swap the two images out.
Yeah, right. It's the same sort of event every single time.
Right.
I know for my part, like, I haven't been participating in all of them, mostly because I have a life on the weekends and try to get out of the house like a functioning adult. But one of the reasons why I was okay with doing that was because I thought this game was going to get online support for at least another year or so. And so
Splatfest support or just online support?
Splatfest support.
Okay.
And so, you know, I wasn't ready for them to end.
Right.
And I know my wife wasn't ready for them to end either. She's playing the game right now, actually. I think.
We can assume.
We can assume. Although I haven't heard any cursing come from downstairs. Anyway, it's kind of disappointing because this was one of the first games that Nintendo really designed with online kind of at the forefront. And I would hope that they would want to put their best foot forward and make sure that it's a game that kind of has a long life so that people can expect the same out of their future online games. And that's really, I mean, it's going to go on, but Splatfests were like a really cool community rallying sort of thing, and those are going away. And so, you know, are we only going to get 1 year of support for their other online games? That would really suck, especially if NX is a thing that really does well and lives for a long time.
Well, I think part of the reason that Splatfests are getting 1 year support is because Wii U is not a thing that's a huge success and does not do well for a very long time.
But one thing that I've said in the past is that one thing that Sony did really well in their transition to PS4 was they gave PS3 a lot of support even toward the end of its life. And as a result, that built up a lot of goodwill on Sony's part that really carried over into excitement for PS4. And so it just kind of sucks that during this year of nothing for Nintendo, they're cutting off one of the few things that they really had going for them, which is these community events.
No, I definitely agree, and I feel like, I mean, for one, I feel like Callie versus Marie is the perfect way to end it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially right after they launched the Squid Sisters amiibo. Oh
yeah, well, and I think part of that is probably because they knew, all right, we're gonna end Splatfests relatively soon. We're gonna make these amiibo that give you Splatfest aesthetics in the game, so that you can still enjoy, you know, what we made and this really important part of Splatoon, even though the online community aspect of it is going away.
It's funny that you mentioned the whole keeping the Splatfest aesthetic going, because one thing that you could have read into as a good thing is that they've decided to bring this feature that's only available like through the online play and kind of bring it down in a sort of an offline way. But at the same time, they're locking it behind the amiibo paywall. So it's kind of like a bittersweet move on their part.
Kind of. I feel like it would have been less bittersweet, not so much because of the paywall, but because, like, Splatfests are ending. If they had released the amiibo and also kept Splatfests going, I don't think there would have been a problem.
Yeah.
You know, I think also part of the reason that we were so... Because, like you, Alex, I haven't been participating in hardly any of the Splatfests. Unlike you, it's not because I'm a functioning member of society. It's because they were stupid stuff like rice versus toast.
Sure.
I mean, who's gonna fight for that?
You know, I thought I could have seen it being a thing where they mined a lot of the stuff that they had done for the Everybody Votes channel back in the Wii days, and those questions are already there. They don't need to create them. They just kind of need to wrap, you know, the shirts and the Callie and Marie banter around it, like that. Those went on for a really long time. And I kind of thought, you know, this is a similar enough concept that there's really no reason that they shouldn't be able to keep it going.
I think that the best opportunity would have been more crossover stuff, like they did Team SpongeBob and Team Patrick, Autobots versus Decepticons.
And those were my favorites. I participated in all of them.
Oh, no, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. And, I think those kinds of crossovers, and Nintendo can just dig into their own IP for that. They don't even need to work out any contracts with third-party stuff. People would have been all over Mario versus Luigi. More, they had Pokemon Red versus Blue. They could do Gold versus Silver. They could do X versus Y. There's Olimar versus Louie, Robin versus Chrom. There's Hoshido versus Nor. There's so many things Nintendo could have done all on their own that would have gotten people a lot more excited for Splatfests. And I feel like part of the reason that they're ending is because activity was low. But activity was low in part because they didn't really do a good job making contests that people were interested in.
Yeah, I for one would have been way more incentivized if they let you keep the shirts. We've said that before, that would have been a really good compliment to the idea you were just talking about with Nintendo IP, the shirts. That would have been really great, especially if they paired it with other items.
Definitely.
I do hope that there's sort of a lack of activity in that area means that they're planning to do more for an NX version.
Yeah.
But, I can't really have faith in Nintendo getting an online support for a game right until I see it, especially after what we're talking about with Splatoon.
Sure. I just had a lot more hope for Splatfests as a longer term thing than this. Like we've said, we haven't really been participating. I don't really feel too bad that they're ending, but I just feel like it is a missed opportunity. And like you're saying about Goodwill going into NX, we've got now 9 months of Splatoon is just going to be the online multiplayer shooter base game, and not
no more updates either.
The Splatfest. So, is there no more updates?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow. Just the base game, I guess, no more updates. None of these community events bringing people back in and getting people routinely excited about it. So, I don't know. I feel like it's a misstep all around. I don't care particularly strongly about it, but it's disheartening. Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.